Hey everybody, it's Courtney, and I'm going to offer a short, sweet practice that is focused on opening up tight quads, tight hip flexors. So do come near a wall, have some props, whether it's blocks or just blankets, pillows, things you've got around the house, and find your way to a supported kneeling position. That could mean a bolster between the hips, the heels, a little extra padding under the shins, or just sitting up tall. Inhale, do shrug. Exhale, do release. Just two more, connecting with the breath. And letting stress roll off the shoulders. And bring your hands to the earth. Separate your knees a little bit here. Take an inhale through the nose. Stick out your tongue. And you can look up as you do lion's roar, deep breath in. Maybe scrunching the face and then expressing lots of energy, anything coming up. And from there, slowly separate the feet. Sitting back onto your heels, everything's aligned about hip width. Take an inhale through your nose. And any exhale that's helpful right now. We're going to reach the right hand back, just behind the right foot, lifting that left arm and sweeping the chest open. Stretch the belly and lift the hips. Slowly coming down, left hand walks back, reaching that right arm up, stretching the heart, the belly, the hips. One more time each way. Whether it's on the palm, the fingertips, or of course a prop. And from there, going toward the wall, using any sort of blocks under the hands as is helpful, setting them up as you get into. So that right knee is going to come within a few centimeters of the floorboard, probably on some sort of padding. The left foot's coming forward and the hands are coming to the earth of those blocks. You can always raise the blocks up a level or drop them a level. Grab a couple of pillows if that's what you're working with. And at any point here, lift up ever so slightly, take an inhale. Exhale, right hip moves forward, left hip draws back. Inhaling. Exhaling. It could be pretty intense, so breathing more deeply as is helpful. If you're really tight here like I am, you might find this is enough. To add more, reaching arms up, maybe taking the upper back to the wall. And in what's referenced as King Arthur pose. Last few breaths, finding more length in the tailbone, lift in the sternum. Returning to the blocks or the earth if that's what your body needs. And maybe letting out one of those lion's roars while you're here. Climbing out of it nice and slow. You're going to step your feet to about hip width, extend through the knees without locking. And maybe pedal the heels, lifting through one, the other. Lingering, or of course coming back to neutral sooner than later. And eventually you're going to explore side two, coming on down. Take that left shin to the wall, or whichever one you didn't do. Bringing it up, easing in, noting that it might be very different side to side, perhaps tighter, perhaps more spacious. Inhaling and exhaling at least a few times to ease further into that lunge. Front knee over ankle. Right hip drawing back, left hip moving forward. Maybe this is it for the next minute. Maybe you're sweeping the arms up and even starting to take the upper body back any amount. If you can lean up to that wall, do. And one of the stiffer parts of my body as somebody who ran track when I was much younger and still is quite athletic as far as running and cycling and skateboarding and whatnot. So if your quads are tight for any reason, give yourself some grace, backing off. A few more breaths, working with ahimsa, compassion, creating range of motion but not forcing things. Easing out of it with time, no rush if you need a little longer. And that standing fold, starting to straighten the legs shy of locking. Hands on the blocks, the earth, the shins. Let's take a flat back. And exhale, melt. Just a couple more. Inhale. And exhale. Last time. walk the hands forward a few inches. To come on down again to the knees with the toes curled the other way, stretching out not only the quads, but also the balls of your feet. If it's too much, again, some padding between hips and heels, a little blanket or bolster, whatever you need. Loop the shoulders back 2-3 times. Pull the heart gently forward, climbing up a little taller as we inhale, softening and letting that stretch happen with the exhale. Last moments being here. Choosing to release frustration, anger, anything that's coming up. In many Eastern philosophies, the space is connected with those feelings, those emotions. And when you come out of it, a little bit of a release by kicking, crisscrossing. Taking a few easy cat-cows, inhale, do arch. Exhale, do round. Staying with that at least 2 to 3 more cycles. Or maybe starting to circle the body, a spinal roll. Maybe reverse direction. Last breaths. And then one more time into lion's pose, separating the knees, big toes together. Fingertips can be just forward of those knee joints or resting on the thighs if you prefer. Pull the chest forward, scrunch the face up. Again, releasing anything stagnant, anything that just needs to go. 1 to 2 more on your own. And maybe last time. Sitting back onto the heels. Observing. And maybe continuing on with your practice. Or of course, letting that be enough for now. Join the palms. Take a deep breath in. Let it up and out. Namaste.